For thousands of years, long before smartphones, smartwatches, or even mechanical clocks existed, humanity had already found a way to tell time using nothing more than sunlight and shadows. Imagine standing in an ancient city where there are no ticking hands, no glowing screens, and no digital alarms. Yet somehow, people still knew when to pray, when to open markets, when to plant crops, and when to return home before nightfall. So how does a sundial work? Let's dive right into it, right here on History of Simple Things. At first glance, a sundial seems simple, just a surface with numbers and a stick casting a shadow. But behind it lies astronomy, mathematics, and centuries of observation. As Earth rotates, the sun appears to move across the sky, causing shadows to shift in predictable ways. Ancient people used those moving shadows to measure time, making every sundial a quiet reminder that our planet is constantly spinning through space. The most important part of a sundial is the gnomon, the upright piece that casts the shadow. The word comes from ancient Greek, meaning indicator or one who knows. As sunlight hits it, the shadow falls across marked lines on the dial, with each line representing an hour. When the shadow aligns with a mark, the time can be read. In this way, a sundial doesn't measure time directly. It reads the changing angle of sunlight caused by Earth's rotation. Proper sundials are not just decorative. The gnomon's angle is crucial. It is tilted to align with Earth's rotational axis, pointing toward the North or South Pole depending on the hemisphere. This alignment keeps the shadow moving consistently throughout the year, while incorrect angles quickly make the sundial inaccurate. Sundials date back over 3,500 years, with ancient Egyptians using simple shadow clocks as early as 1500 BCE and possibly even obelisks as giant public timekeepers. The Babylonians and Greeks improved sundials with geometry and astronomy, creating more precise designs like bowl-shaped dials. The Romans later spread them across their empire for public timekeeping. Interestingly, early sundials were not always accurate by modern standards. One reason is that the length of an hour was not always fixed. In some ancient cultures, daylight was divided into 12 parts, making summer hours longer and winter hours shorter. A daytime hour in June could last much longer than one in December. The idea of equal 60-minute hours became widespread much later. Sundials show that solar time is irregular because of Earth's tilted axis and elliptical orbit, creating the equation of time where the sun can be up to 16 minutes ahead or behind clock time. Unlike watches, sundials follow the real sun. Different types exist: horizontal, vertical, and equatorial, and some, like the giant Jantar-Mantar sundials in India, were built for highly precise measurements. One of the most beautiful aspects of a sundial is how it ties time to nature itself. Unlike digital clocks that isolate us from the environment, sundials depend completely on sunlight. Clouds can temporarily erase time. Rain can make the dial useless. At night, the sundial falls silent altogether. In a strange way, that limitation is also what makes it poetic. A sundial reminds people that time was once observed through the sky, not manufactured by electronics. Sundials were important in navigation and astronomy, helping scholars understand Earth's tilt and seasonal changes. Around 240 BCE, Eratosthenes famously used shadow angles in two Egyptian cities to estimate Earth's circumference with remarkable accuracy. During the Middle Ages and Renaissance, sundials were used for church prayers, placed in gardens, and often engraved with reflections on time and mortality. Eventually, mechanical clocks began replacing sundials. Clockmakers created machines that could keep time even during cloudy weather or nighttime. But for centuries, mechanical clocks still relied on sundials for calibration. In fact, people often adjusted clocks by comparing them to the sun's shadow at noon. The sundial remained the ultimate natural reference point. Even today, sundials continue fascinating scientists, artists, and historians. Modern versions can be incredibly creative. Some giant city installations use buildings or bridges as part of the shadow system. Others are designed so a person standing in the center becomes the Gnomon. There are even digital sundials that project shadow-like clock displays. Still, the core principle remains the same: sunlight, shadows, and Earth's rotation. Perhaps the reason sundials continue captivating people is because they make time feel physical. On a phone screen, time appears abstract, just numbers changing every second. But a sundial lets you actually see time moving across stone. You watch the shadow crawl minute by minute as Earth spins silently through space at over 1,600 kilometers per hour at the equator. Suddenly, time no longer feels like a human invention. It feels cosmic. And maybe that is the most incredible part of all. Every time a sundial works, it is quietly demonstrating one of the greatest truths humans ever discovered. We live on a rotating planet orbiting a star. Ancient civilizations figured this out not with computers or rockets, but simply by watching shadows move across the ground. A sundial may look primitive beside modern technology, yet hidden inside its simple design is a profound understanding of astronomy. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.